52 episodes in a mistress in this world that they create, right? You get used to it, and then suddenly the door opens, and you're in our world, you know what I mean? And there was something so compelling about that to me. And the parallels, I just really enjoyed the first movie a lot. But I love this guy's performance in the second movie. He was amazing.
All right. Well, obviously biased. Is the new film out already?
It's out in theaters. It's not out like for purchase.
Well, I don't think it's out in theaters anymore. I think it was a limited release.
It's still showing up everywhere.
Oh, is it?
Last weekend.
Cool.
Oh, cool. So when you do get a chance to see it, I hope you enjoy it. But Sega Star Milos was a lot of fun. Both the story was interesting. It was cool because it was a kind of I guess it was a throwback to the original series.
It could have been in either world. It could have been in either world because they had so few characters from the main canon. They introduced a bunch of other characters, and it was like, well, it's while they're off searching for the Philosopher's Stone. Well, that narrows down the time frame now, doesn't it? So it could have occurred in either timeline, which makes it kind of neat.
Yeah. Well, it was. I mean, the animation's gorgeous. I can't say too much because my character has a lot of interesting personality bits that are kind of intrinsic to the story. So
your character has a lot of shh.
Exactly. So there you go. I'm a bit bound on this one. you go, Alexis. You can talk about yours.
Pretty much everything he said. My character is a little bit more straightforward, and his has a lot of twists and turns, so definitely see the movie because it's interesting. Yeah, it was a really fun movie to work on. I had done some bits in Brotherhood, so I wasn't entirely familiar with the FMA series, so I was happy to finally be a part of, something substantial. And it was just, I had a lot of fun recording it, and the story of Full Metal Alchemist is just so wonderful. I'm sure you can all attest. So I mean, definitely go see the movie. It's worth your time. It's got a great plot. It's got great twists, and it definitely keeps you guessing. So
I will say, up until I'd done the film, I'd been familiar with the series, and I kind of, but I hadn't actually watched it before. And then after seeing the film and just really falling in love with the world immediately, it was after Mike showed me most of the film we finished recording, I went back home and immediately just started plowing through the entire thing. And I just became loosely obsessed over it for the next few weeks. It's just that good of a series. You get to check it out. Yeah, I gotta actually go catch up on everything. So yeah, thank you for losing all my free time for the following month. So I just sat there, eyes wide open in my robe in my room, just going, okay, let's put the next one in. I should probably eat. Oh, I really have to use the bathroom. Just two more episodes are fine.
And I just want to throw out, I love both movies. I really don't know if I have a preference. The first one I loved just because it was the continuation of what was going on, and I loved the outcome of that. And the new one, I love it just so much because it's like, let's just take, a different team entirely, and we're going to have, Ed drawn this way. We're going to have the world drawn this way. I was so fascinated with that because we'd gotten so used to the way they looked throughout the whole thing. And I also want to say props to these two who just got through talking for a bit, for Mr. Magnus and Alexis, because they jumped into something where everyone had been recording these characters for like 7, 8, 9 years, and they just knocked it out. They were both fantastic, so good job on both of them.
Goodness. The one holding Canada Bar. Does weird entail just, you can't, like a weird object, or just like a weird situation, or all of the above?
Anything. The weirdest thing on the planet.
I don't know if I should tell this story.
If you think you shouldn't tell it, you should definitely tell it.
Okay, let me preface this story with the fact that this
that I was young and I needed the money.
gift, is a sweetheart, and it was just, the whole situation was just a little inappropriate. I had somebody give me, they sent it to the studio, and it was for my birthday. I've never met this person. Clearly just some interaction on, or only some interaction on Facebook, like that's it. He sent me a 3DS and 2 video games. Yeah. No, I did not keep it.
That is weird.
I returned it to him because I didn't feel comfortable accepting it, but it was a shock. I was like, whoa, oh my goodness, you don't even know me. So yeah, it was a little uncomfortable, but he was really sweet about it, so it was okay, but it was a little uncomfortable. So there's my story.
You and I have very different definitions of the word weird. That's what I get from this story. Yeah, that's true. True. Mike, you got, dude, we could do a panel on weird.
Sure.
I
know Lucy received a weird gift as well. No, we don't have to talk. I know. I received a lick. I thought that was a weird gift.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
dude.
I wasn't expecting. I was signing something, and they're like, "What? Is this?" I mean, I leaned into it and everything because I thought, like, I just don't talk very loud. I'm gonna sucker you into it. How is that ever appropriate ever? Yeah.
Yeah, there have been those. Yeah. They haven't licked you?
Does she taste adorable?
Tastes like cake.
I've seen, we were at Otakon, I believe, it was Vic and myself and Seishi Mizushima, and there was a line going for, I guess it was the Alchemist, the first series, not the movie yet, we're still in the middle of the first series, and there was a girl in line, because you could see the line for a while, and you could see this girl the whole time going, just like spazzing and jonesing. Just had a little piece of thing, paper for Vic to sign or something like that. And Vic is the first of the 3 of us to sign the way that the line worked out. And Vic looked up and said, "What's your name, sweetheart?" And she goes, "Yeah!" And launches over like a table like this, launches over the table, cleared it entirely, never touched the table, grabbed him, and they both went down. Flipped his chair, but she never even touched the table.
Yeah.
She cleared it.
I think she's actually in the upcoming London Olympics.
Yeah.
I think she's in the high jump.
Yeah. Because Mrs. Simshon and I both had like drinks on the table, and they didn't even shake.
Well, that's because the tables were actually Tempur-Pedic mattresses. We know that you can jump up and down on those and not even spill a glass of wine. So. I have had, I'm serious, one day we'll do a panel on weird gifts and weird experiences. I have had a large number of them. Oh my gosh, yeah. But you know what, who was it I told yesterday? That I was telling one of the staff people, but they're all, to me, in my mind, they're harmless. Nobody means any ill will. Nobody's trying to hurt you or be mean or injure you. They're just excited. I mean, when I was 12 years old, I remember standing at a table much like this, waiting to get an autograph from DeForest Kelley, who played Dr. McCoy in Star Trek. Or Sulu, Jimmy Doohan, who played Scotty. I remember being that kid.
But you never licked any of them, though. Did you?
God knows I tried. Damn, Sulu, he stays too far back from the table. He's like, oh my. take 5 seconds. You guys come to my panel at 4 o'clock. I got a lot of stuff to tell you, and some of it involves that too. A lot of stuff. But hey, you know what? Go ahead.
One thing about nice things, so I've been the recipient of a lot of really nice, very sweet things. But one thing that is kind of weird is when I have been given some fan fiction, which is great, but I was once handed a really thick alternate ending to Princess Tutu. Which is awesome. I love it, but it was a lot. It was like a very thick thing, and I said, oh, thank you. And then they just stood there and looked at me like, read it. And I'm like, there's a whole line, and I can't really do. I know. And in those situations, you're like, you don't really know what to say. You're like, I'm so thankful you did this. I can't read it right now. But thank you for bringing it.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, even in those, and it's very likely that some of you are in the room right now who have maybe given gifts to an actor like that or come to a convention or that. Just so you know, everything you guys do is so greatly appreciated. We adore you. A lot of times in the setting that we're in, there's not an opportunity to spend a massive amount of time with any one person. And so we try to do our best, to get to as many people as possible. So don't ever think that you're being slighted, okay? It's just, you are certainly appreciated. I don't throw anything away. I've got a room in my house that is chest deep with gifts because I know, again, I was that fan.
Yeah.
And I know how much love and passion and enthusiasm you put into the things that you enjoy. So I don't have the heart to throw away drawing anything.
Yeah, he absolutely does. He has everything.
He does.
Yeah, I've stayed over at Vic's place several times when I'm down visiting in Houston. Like, there is a Vic receives gifts room.
And so now I'll get an email from a fan that'll say, I'm going to see you at such and such a con. I want to make you something. And I'll write them back and I'm like, you are so sweet. Please, you don't need to do that. Just you coming to the con is gift enough. You don't need to give me anything. Because I love you guys. You know that. So it's really difficult because, we don't feel like you need to give us anything. In fact, I'll tell you something. And this is not sucking up. Everybody here is going to tell you the same thing. What you are giving us right now is plenty. Your support and your enthusiasm for the work that we do, because you guys, we do our work in a box. We do our work in a padded phone booth. And there is no audience. So to come in and interact with you guys is the greatest, and for you guys to let us know that you enjoyed the work that we did, that's the greatest gift that you could give us. So don't ever think you need to do any more than you already do. Okay?
But if you want to give us a 3DS, that's cool too.
And you know what, Alexis, I just have to say this, and I think we have to wrap it up, because I have to tell somebody, because it was the most extravagant thing. I was at HawaiiCon in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago, and they had many Japanese guests there because of the proximity to Japan. And a gentleman who was one of the Japanese guests came up to me at the guest dinner, and I didn't even know the man. And he came up and he held out an iPad 3. Now, earlier in the day, through the translator, he told me that he had gotten up at like 5 a.m. and had gone to the Apple store in Honolulu to buy the new iPad when it was released. So I thought he was showing it to me. I thought he was like, this is what I bought earlier. Isn't this neat? So he tapped me on the shoulder and he showed it to me. I was like, wow. And then I realized the plastic was still on the box. And I said, you haven't even opened this yet. And he went, you. And I'm like, well, I'm not opening your package. That's one of the best parts of opening a present, right? Is opening the plastic and taking it out of the box. And I was like, no, I can't open it. And his translator said, no, he wants you to have this, a gift for you. I'm like, yeah, so it's beyond, we are blessed beyond what we could ever tell you guys. Of course I kept it. It's not a 3DS. It would be culturally rude not to accept it. I didn't want it, but I needed to keep it. It's a cultural thing. You guys, we love you. Thanks for coming so much. We'll see you. Make sure that you check your schedules and come to the panels. We all want to see you and talk to you. So.
Hey guys, so there's a lot of you